the last day to file a presidential petition to challenge that October 26th presidential election. And the deadline is midnight tonight. NASA has often insisted that they shall not legitimize what they call a sham election by filing a court petition. Unconfirmed reports, however, say civil society organizations could troop to the Supreme Court before close of business today to file a petition or petitions. A petition filed by activist Okiya Omtata that was filed before the October 26th is already before the Supreme Court. Omtata's petition sought to stop the repeat presidential election. Let's now bring in Mark Namaswa, who joins us and to just tell us what's happening. Mark, good afternoon. What do we know so far? We understand some petitions could be filed this afternoon.
Now, Ben, we find ourselves in situations and circumstances similar to what was happening in the run-up to the nullification of the August 8th presidential election. And what we have now is a situation of wait and see. For instance, at the moment, we don't know exactly which particular individuals from the civil society will be filing that petition. And looking at the set of circumstances then and now, is that we still do not know when they will turn up. It is something that might happen the same way it happened last time when the petitioners appeared at the 11th hour, a few minutes to midnight, with volumes and truckloads of evidence that led to the nullification of the presidential vote. But what we have in the know is that there are a set of issues or grounds under which the petitioners might try and peg their petition in order to have to stop or to nullify the declaration of Uhuru Kenyatta as the duly elected president. Now, what we have is a set of circumstances. For instance, if we look at the presidential vote, the repeat presidential vote, is that four whole counties do not have any presidential election taking place. And that's one of the grounds that we might be observing whether the petitioners will peg their petition on. We also have other issues concerning the inclusion of Raila Odinga, even after he had written a formal letter withdrawing from the polls. When Wafula Chebukati, the IEBC chair, announced the results also ascribed to Raila Odinga, we'll look at the petitioners, whether they'll be able to question IEBC under what grounds they decided to announce that the results that Raila Odinga got in the just concluded repeat presidential poll. So those are some of the things that we'll be looking forward to. But as it is now, it's a matter of we are in a suspense mode. We don't know exactly what time they will show up. We don't know exactly who they are. And we don't know exactly whether they will show up or decide not to show up. But what we have now is that if they decide to turn up and file their petition and it is successful, then it means that we might have this situation where we don't know exactly whether the president will be sworn in or not, and have to wait up to January 2018. But if they do not show up and everything goes on as planned, then as per the Constitution, starting from next Tuesday, which will be the first Tuesday after 14 days from the declaration on October 30th of Uhuru Kenyatta as the winner of the presidential repeat poll, then he will be sworn in starting from Tuesday next week. Back to you, Ben.
Mark, before I let you go very quickly, where do NASA stand in this? If they have said they will not legitimize what they call a sham election by filing a petition, but if they don't, they could be missing out on a big opportunity to challenge this. Where do they stand in this?
We do not know exactly whether the petitioners have been sent by NASA. That is something we do not know right now. But what we know is that NASA have deployed a number of tactics to try and cast the just concluded election of the president as a sham. So we have the NASA brigade have come out and gone the economic sabotage way, but we don't know whether they still have a hand in the petitioners who will be coming under the banner of the civil societies. Ben.
Thank you, Mark Namaso there, and a host of other reporters tracking this, the last hours of this final day to file a presidential petition against that October 26th repeat presidential poll. We shall be keeping you